What's up, everybody? It's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. I'm gonna try something new today. Cue the music. Alright, if you guys are finding me for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, red button down below that says subscribe. That way you're notified anytime I put out a new video in regards to marching arts, marching bands, drum lines, indoor percussion, drum corps, all that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single upload. Now also make sure that notification bell is ringing as well. That way for sure you'll be notified anytime I put out a new video. So subscribe, make sure that notification bell is ringing, and let's get to the video. Okay, so I want to try something new today. And you know, I used to do this for when I was teaching, and then like I would take some movie clips or you know something like that, and see how it relates to like drumming and you know the marching arts and stuff like that. Like I would literally just show my students clips from like movies I like, you know, certain like philosophies that were being presented in those movies, so certain scenes and things like that, and then I would just stop the video, break it down, say what's going on, and see how it relates to you and you know your situation. In that case, back then, it was like you know our situation as a drumline, right? So for example, if it was you know like you know maybe we can do this one day too, where it's like a scene from like for example, The Last Samurai, where like you know Tom Cruise's character is always getting beat down. And then he always gets beat down, but then he always ends up getting back up and all that good stuff. So I would just say stuff like, you know, hey, like, you know, if like, you know, things get rough, like you can't give up, just keep getting up, keep standing up. You know, life beats you down or situation beats you down, you still got to keep getting up. So that's the kind of thing I want to teach my students. So I want to try something like that here now for my YouTube channel to see if, you know, we can take some scenes and talk about some things that maybe could relate to your situation, whether, you know, through drumming or through life, okay? So this particular scene I want to talk about is from Karate Kid Part 3. I've always loved the Karate Kid series. There's a new like TV series out right now called Cobra Kai, which I'm so excited about. It's so good. But yeah, this one standout scene in the third movie, which is at the very end, I don't know, for me it was very emotional, and it's just like there's so many lessons in there that I really love that I want to share with you all today. So just to give you some context, main character Daniel LaRusso is getting his butt kicked during a tournament. The guy he's fighting against is totally dirty. Like, you know, it's like he'll lose a point, you know, with an illegal hit, and then gain it back, and then like lose it again. So just basically dominating the situation just to hurt Daniel, right? And at some point, right, it just like it gets too much. You know, Daniel's hurt so much that he's just like, yo, I'm afraid, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't care, I just want to go home. This is where the scene picks up, and I just kind of want to break down some stuff that I really like that I think could apply to so many things in your life, in your drumming career, in the marching arts, all that stuff. So let's get into it right now. Okay, we'll stop right there. So that's great. Mr. Miyagi, his trainer, right, his teacher, his mentor, his Yoda, okay, is basically telling him like it's okay to lose. Like it's fine. Like, you know, you can lose this tournament. It's okay, but you can't lose to fear, right? So it's like, you know, we're afraid of so many things, afraid of trying things, afraid of just, you know, just even doing it at all because we're afraid to fail. We're afraid of the challenge. We're afraid of getting hurt, right? So it's like sometimes we're just like, nope, not gonna do it. I'm just too scared, right? So the lesson in that is like, yeah, sometimes you might get hurt. Sometimes you might lose. Sometimes things might not go your way, but you can't be afraid of trying. You can't be afraid of going for it, right? So the lesson in that is that like, it's okay to lose. It's okay to not get what you want. It's not okay to lose to fear, to your own fear, right? Don't let that hold you back. Don't let that stop you. Okay, so let's go on with it.
I'm afraid of him, alright?
You stay focused. And these are your best characters still inside. Now time, let out.
Yes, so Mr. Miyagi says, that's the thing that got to me, was just like, you know, Mr. Miyagi is usually very composed. He doesn't normally yell out in anger, or like he wasn't in anger. It was just like, you know, just very like direct. It was very like, you know, hey, like he's yelling at you like, yo, focus, right? That's literally what he did. Like, hey, stay focused, all right? Like, remember, like your best, in this case, karate, right? Your karate, you know, it's still inside of you, okay? So let it out, right? So there's a couple things going on there, right? Which is like, you know, first of all, stay focused. Right now, Daniel's in that state of just like, I'm scared, I don't want to do this, I want to go home, I'm admitting that I'm scared, like, F this, right? And then Mr. Miyagi's like, shut up with all those thoughts, right? And stay focused, okay? If you stay focused, like, your best is still inside of you, okay? So we haven't seen it yet. Bring it out. This is the time, right? But you can't do that if you're not focused, okay? So make sure that you focus in everything that you do. Your best is still inside of you, okay? So as long as you stay focused, you'll allow that to come through.
Come on, get up! Get on that line! Get on that line, LaRusso! You're worthless! Your swim teacher's nothing! Get up, man! You're not a champion! Get up! You suck, LaRusso! You suck, man! And your teacher's karate shit! You hear me? It's shit! You're a joke, LaRusso! Your karate's a joke! And your teacher's are shit! He's nothing! He's nothing! And you're nothing! I own you! I own you, LaRusso! Where's your little trap teacher now, huh? He's a phony, man! He's a fake! And he didn't get you nothing! Your karate shit, you hear me? Get out!
So, once Mr. Miyagi leaves, enter in his opponent, Mike Barnes. He has a vested interest in Daniel getting up because they don't want the tournament to end in like a, you know, like a forfeit or something like that, or like, you know, he's hurt, something like that. It needs to be like, you know, fair and square kind of defeat. So, like, the opponent has a vested interest in Daniel getting up and continuing to fight so that he can win fair and square, I guess, right? And I love this part because like the bad guy in the situation, Mike Barnes, the opponent, he's like yelling in Daniel's face, like, you suck, you know, like, you're nothing, your teacher's nothing, like, you know, it's a joke, blah, blah, and just yelling and screaming in his face. And it's like, but Daniel's like, he's just starting to, after that talk with Mr. Miyagi, right, he's just starting to get focused, right? He's just like, he hears Mike Barnes, he hears his opponent, but he's not listening anymore. Like, he's starting to focus, right? And that's the thing that you got to do is like, there's all these, like, Mike Barnes is a metaphorical, like, all the outside noise that can come in and distract you from what you need to do, you know, making fun of you, or like, you know, telling you that you can't do it, all these doubting voices. If you understand it as just noise in that situation, you can have your focus, right? So to Daniel at that point, Mike Barnes was just noise. He's just yelling, right? It's like he's hearing it, but he's not listening, right? So it's like, you suck, you can't do this, you're worthless, you know, you're no good, blah, blah. These thoughts can come into your, can come from within too. Like, you can be telling yourself that you suck, you're worthless, you're not good enough, blah, blah, right? You should quit now. You know, like, everything sucks. But it's like, it's just noise, right? It can be internal, it can be external. As long as you remember that it's just noise, right? You won't be able to take it in, right? You won't be able to internalize it, and you won't take it personal, and you won't let it affect you. It won't affect your focus, right? So just let that negative stuff just be noise, right? Like, and just don't let that stop you from doing your thing. I love this. Just is so dramatic. But just basically, Daniel gives respect to his teacher. He bows, okay? And then he even bows to his opponent. I respect you, okay, as an opponent. And then he goes into kata, which is like, you know, just the base form for karate that Mr. Miyagi, I think, just recently taught him, for context. And he just started going into it. It helps him with his focus. It helps him with the basics and the fundamentals. All good stuff for drumming, right? Right? Focus. fundamentals, blocking out all the noise, respect your teacher, respect to, you know, the person who gave you all this knowledge, right? And then you practice it, okay, in the moment. And, you know, I love the teacher just, you know, Mr. Miyagi just being stoic and just be like, all right, you're doing it. Heck yeah. Very, very composed. Just, everybody's loud, everybody's like, you know, talking crap. And he's just, you know, just zen, very zen, right? And just watching the student. Are you executing, right? And Daniel's executing. And then, you know, at this point, let's go on. I'm sure you can figure out what happens. So, as you predicted, right? You know, Daniel won, but I think Mike Barnes lost focus in that moment. Like, you know, he was at that point he was first of all confused, right? Like, what is this guy doing kata right now, right? And you know, and then at the same time, like, he was distracted by the fact that, you know, okay, go. He's being told get the win, like get the point, like go strike the finishing blow, like. And then he lost focus, completely lost focus, right? So he just kind of charged at Daniel. Daniel's in a completely defensive position, and then he was able to reverse it and get the win. So, yeah, a lot of great stuff there, right? So don't lose your focus, maintain your focus, give respect to your masters and your teachers who give you knowledge, right? And, you know, don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid to lose. Don't be afraid to fail. All that negative thoughts, whether it's the internal thing coming through or the external thing, outside voices telling you suck, you're no good, just remember it's just noise. And then when you think it's just noise, right, like, you can maintain your focus. It's like, you know, if there's a jackhammer outside, like, yeah, of course it can be distracting, it could knock you off your game, but if you just think, okay, it's just noise, you can still focus, right? So, you know, that's my advice for you today. Take that from the movie Karate Kid Part 3, the ending scene. So if you want to check that out, make sure you go check that out. And hey, rest in peace to Pat Morita. Just loved all these movies, and I love him as an actor in the movie, and just a lot of good stuff, a lot of good lessons within those cool epic movies. So cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a little bit different. And if you watched Karate Kid before, hopefully this is kind of nostalgic, and you can kind of like see that, oh yeah, there's some great lessons in there. You remember that, right? If you haven't seen it before, you're not my generation, you're younger, probably, most likely, check out those movies. You might like it. All right, so cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And if you like this video, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, would like to add to this conversation, leave it in the comments below. If you have not subscribed yet, after I told you to subscribe, make sure you subscribe right now, and make sure you share this video with other friends who might find this helpful and useful or interesting. Okay, so cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You should totally watch more of my videos by clicking over here and then subscribing over here. Peace. I'll catch you guys on the next video.